Welcome, Wildcat fans. I'm Cindy McCarthy, and I am going solo tonight, broadcasting live from the Central City Gym, where the Wildcats are hosting Prince of Peace tonight in a Tri-Rivers Conference matchup. Before we talk any more about the game, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Next Bank, our sole sponsor for the Wildcat Sports Channel. We always like to talk up Next Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. That's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loans and online services. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And again, we appreciate Next Bank for giving us this opportunity to bring this volleyball match to you guys tonight. So we've got Prince of Peace Irish in the house, and they're coming into tonight's game with a 7-3-1 record. So not bad. They definitely have several seniors. It looks like they rely heavily on 4 seniors, and then there are a couple sophomores and a junior who make up most of the information in the stats that they have. As far as that goes. For the Wildcats, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the Wildcats. They're coming into tonight's game 8-1, and that is a school best start. No other volleyball team in recent Central City history. I guess I don't know how far back the records go, but I was talking to Coach Carlson, and he made this statement, and so like I said, I don't know how far back he's going, but best start in school history here, we're going to say, for a Wildcat volleyball team. So that's awesome, and hopefully tonight we can continue that good start we had. I think I mentioned, if you listened to the other night, that the Wildcats lost their first match of the season, and since then have now won all of their matches since then. So pretty good season so far. A lot of it's tournaments and stuff. They have played Marquette, and since tonight was a conference game, I should have looked into their conference record, but I just think they're 1-0 in conference. I don't know that they've played anybody besides Prince of Peace. We may have run into a conference team in a tournament, obviously, but that doesn't count in our conference play. So anyway, Wildcats and Prince of Peace tonight. Wildcats, as I mentioned, 8-1, and just kind of some of the leaders for the Wildcats. Leading the team in kills is going to be senior Lacey Hennick. She's got 55, and right behind her is Emma Fritcher, senior, with 54 kills. And then you've got Sarah Reed, junior. She's got 42, and then you've got senior Eva Owens with 31. So those are our top hitters, and leading us in assists as far as our setters. Our 2 setters are Allie Fritcher and Ellie Lentz, and I believe Allie Fritcher is out right now. So I know the other night they switched things up, and they went, rather with 2 setters, they went with just 1, and Ellie Lentz did most of the setting for the whole night. And so it's looking like they potentially are going to go that route again. I don't see Allie suited up, so not at full strength, but I know Coach probably has confidence in the players on the bench, and bring those in and fill the void there that Allie's leaving. As far as so that's our setters and our hitters, and then as far as defense goes, leading us in dig is junior Natalie Noonan. She's got 89, and then behind her is Lacey Hennick with 60. So those 2 are our leading defenders as far as digging up the ball. When it comes to serving, it looks like we are led by Natalie Noonan, who's serving at 97%, and Lacey Hennick's at 96.5, so almost at 97. And Ellie Lentz is at 94, and then Allie Fritcher, who again isn't playing, is at 91. So pretty good serving. I would just obviously we have some really good servers. I know I got a called game the other night, and I know game 2 we struggled a little bit, and the other team was able to get a win against us. We beat Waterloo Christian 3-1, and I would say probably that was the thing that I noticed, is that in that game 2 I don't know if we lost our concentration or what, but our serving, I thought we just gave bad serves, and so we gave free points to Waterloo Christian. But then we came back, and in games 3 and 4 we really got our serving going again, and we were able to win those games. So serving is so important in volleyball. I just believe you've got that big old court. You just have to get it in, and you've got to put pressure on the other team. You can't just give them those free points. So hopefully tonight we'll come in here and be mentally ready for 3 games to just play hard, all aspects, the passing and the hitting and the serving. And so right now we got about 4 minutes here, just under about 4.5 minutes to go before we tip off here, or I guess we don't tip off before we start. Prince of Peace went through their warm-ups, and the Wildcats are doing their warm-ups right now, and it's a pink out tonight, and the Wildcats have pink shirts on with their numbers and their black tights. Prince of Peace has blue shorts, and they have white shirts with blue sleeves with some yellow down the side and blue numbers, just kind of setting the scene. There's a few fans here from Prince of Peace. It's a long drive from, I believe they're in Clinton, and so they've made the trip here, and there's got a few fans there. I should mention, I believe that the freshmen tonight, the Fresh Soft team, if I'm not mistaken, they won their match 2-1. So good job to the Fresh Soft. And then the JV, I think they won also, but I'm not sure if it was in 2 matches or not. I was in and out of the gym, so I'm not exactly sure how that turned out. But getting ready here. Again, the Wildcats are going through their warm-ups. Wildcats have a pretty good crowd, it looks like. There was junior high started their season tonight against North Lynn, and I don't know, I wasn't able to get down there, so I'm not sure how they did, but their season is underway, and the junior high boys had their first football game Tuesday night, and they beat Springville. So the junior high boys are off to a good start, 1-0, and they'll play again next week. And maybe I'll come a little more prepared the next time I announce, and we can get kind of some of that stuff broadcast so people know what's going on. Tomorrow night is going to be the first home football game, and Don Bosco will be visiting. So that game is scheduled to get kicked off. We'll say kicked off on that football game. It's scheduled to get kicked off at 7 against Don Bosco. Wildcats 0-2, looking for a win, and we'll see what we can do against Don Bosco tomorrow night. We'll be back for volleyball next week when they have their next home game next week. So we'll be doing most of the home volleyball games and hopefully all the home football games, weather permitting, and if we can get set up and that kind of stuff. We'll bring these contests to you. So it's been exciting. I think the girls are pretty pumped. You know, we've got a nice blend. I talked on Tuesday about the 3 seniors that graduated who stuck through the program, and last year there was got off to a slow start, but about halfway through the season really started picking it up, and we were right there competitive with the contending for the championship, and that goes to those 3 seniors. It was Elise Skelton, Leah Weber, and Lily Kramer, and you have to give them some credit kind of for what's going on right now because they were able to, stick with the program and be leaders and get us to where we are. And then you have to credit, we've got some seniors this year who have gotten some playing time probably since their sophomore year. If they weren't starting, they were definitely getting some varsity playing time. So you got to give credit. We got Ellie Lentz, Eva Owens, Lacey Hennick, Emma Fritcher. Those are the seniors this year. And they've put a lot of work into volleyball, and then you've got some of the underclassmen also. And so it's making for a successful season, and that's pretty fun to see that we're having this kind of success with volleyball, and hopefully it carries over into basketball and then on into the spring. All right, so Wildcats are getting their serves in. There's the buzzer. We're going to go ahead and have the introductions, and then we'll have a national anthem. And then we will get playing volleyball. Just as a reminder, I'm just going to mention this, and because I know a lot of you out there like to come to the games, but maybe you just couldn't make it tonight, and you can just maybe pass this information on. But Central City is requiring face masks or a face shield when you are here at school for our activities, whether it's football or Central City or volleyball. So you may want to pass that on, and that we just are doing this to try to stay safe. All right. We're getting ready here for the lineups. And again, with volleyball, sometimes you have your starters, but with the libero and subs, a lot of times there's a lot more than just 6 people playing. For the Wildcats, we're going to have Natalie Noonan Jr. as a libero. And freshman Bailey Weber is going to be out here next. And then we have Bella Dam. Next for the Wildcats is senior Emma Fritcher. And then we have senior Lacey Hennick. And Eva Owens is the last starter here for the Wildcats, also a senior. And number 5, freshman Belle Whitson, is going to be starting here. All right, I'm going to take a break here while we do the national anthem. right, Bradley Brooks with the national anthem tonight. And we are going to be ready for some volleyball. I'd be remiss to say that I think a lot of credit also, as far as the fast start here for the Wildcats, has to go to the new coach, Danielle Clark. She kind of came in early last year, got to know the players, got off-season workouts going, and worked all summer when they could. I guess they did have to take a little break there because we weren't able to do anything at the school, but they got things going, I think, in July, and now have hit the ground running. So it's exciting, a little bit the enthusiasm and the things that she's brought to the program. So exciting times right now for the volleyball team. We'll see how we do against Prince of Peace here. They're 7-3-1, as I mentioned, and Wildcats are 8-1. All right, looks like Prince of Peace is going to start with the ball to serve first. And there's the serve by Isabel Hansen. There's the first hit of the game, and it goes out. Emma Fritcher, quick set by Belle Whitson. Looked pretty good. It was just out if it went out. And there's going to be another. I hate that. And then I know this rule's changed a long time, but you hit the net and it still goes over. And if you can't play it, that's a point. I remember back in the olden days when it hit the net, it didn't matter if it went over. It was an automatic side out. So we've got an attack here by Knievi and Emma. Ooh, they're going to call. Looked like Emma was in the net, but it looks like the Irish were in the net first, so that is going to be a side out. It's 2-1. Wildcats are down. They're going to be serving. Ellie Lentz is going to serve here for the Wildcats. And there's going to be a pass, and there's a big hit out of the middle by Lily Eisenhower, one of the better hitters for the Prince of Peace. And Lacey Hennick hits it in the net, so it's going to be a side out and go over here to the Irish. And there's going to be a set by Lentz, back set to Fritcher. It's played up by the Irish. There's going to be a hit down the line, popped up by Natalie Noonan, and it's going to be Emma Fritcher just with a down ball. Nice, easy down ball, hits the blockers, and it goes out of bounds. Wildcats will take that, so it's 2-3. Wildcats are down. Emma Fritcher's going to go back and serve, and Sarah Reed's subbing in for Bella Dam. And there's a big serve by Fritcher, and it's going to be an ace. It goes out of bounds. She kind of set the tone for us, I thought, Tuesday night when she got her serves in. She got us on a roll, and it seemed like the Wildcats responded to that. And hopefully she can keep it going again tonight. And there's going to be another good serve, and it's a back set, and it's a big hit by Eisenhower. You're going to hear that name a lot, and that time it goes in the net. So it's going to be Wildcats 4, Irish 3. Now it's an outside hit by Blount, kept alive by the Wildcats. Hennick down balls it over. It's going to be Blount again with she's a left-hander hitting out of that weak side, and the blocks just weren't there. And coach is saying you got to come over a little bit. And that's going to be a side out, and it's 4-4. And Lily Eisenhower is going to go back and serve. They don't have heights, but she's at least 6 foot probably. And there's Natalie Noonan with the bad pass. That serve kind of handcuffed her. And that's going to be a point for the Irish. And there's going to be the serve. Fritcher gets it up to the front row, and it's going to be Hennick with the hit, and played back by the Irish. There's Briley Brooks to Hennick, and they're going to say Briley Brooks with 2 hits. And that kind of plagued us the other night. It wasn't even called in the first game, and then all of a sudden it just kind of hit both teams. So these officials, we'll have to watch that. All right, there it is. There's the serve, and the Wildcats are able to hit it back over and get a point. So it's going to be a side out. Eva Owens checks in. Natalie Noonan checks out. She called it in. Now the officials overruling it, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. Our line judge called it in, but the official says it's out. So I'm not sure what happened there. So Eisenhower's going to continue serving. And Noonan gets it up. It's going to be free balled over by Hennick. And they're going to go ahead and have Blount hit again. And this time, Sarah Reed's there with the block. Said, take this. We'll get the point again, I guess. So with that little bit of confusion, for whatever reason it was, it's 7-5. Irish are up. Let's see if Lacey can get us some points here. There's a pass up to Hanson, the setter, tipped over by the Irish, hit right back over by the Wildcats. There's a back set by Hanson. Cool with the kill. And that's going to be a point for the Irish, so it's going to make the score 8-5. Irish are ahead. We're in game 1, and there's the serve by Cool, and it's going to be free balled over by Reed. Back set, and there's going to be a hit, and it's out. And this time everybody agrees that it was out, so it's going to be a side out, and Belle Whitson's checking in, as well as Bailey Weber. Belle Whitson will be doing the setting while she's in from the back row. So Wildcats 6, Irish 8. And now there seems to be a question. Okay. Got all kinds of stuff going on here, so everything's okay, I guess. Whitson with the serve, gets it up. Hanson over to Blount, and Whitson out to Owens, and Owens with the kill. Nice hit by Eva. Belle Whitson back to serve again for the Wildcats. 7-8, Wildcats down. And there's a little floater, Eisenhower. And it's going to be Sarah Moeller with the hit. And that's going to be a point for the Irish. We were there. Just hit the blockers and just fell down in front. So now we've got Annabelle Blount back serving for the Irish, and Eva Owens just free balls it over. Eisenhower to Hanson. It's going to be outside to Kanivi. Played up by the Wildcats. Here comes Eva Owens again. Blocked. And Irish come back. There's Whitson. And there goes Eva Owens again with the hit. And there we go. There's a kill. Nice arm swing there. Big hit by Eva Owens. Good job of moving our feet and getting in position by all the Wildcats there. So it's going to be side out. Point Wildcats. Sarah Reed goes back to serve. It's 8-9. Wildcats are down. There's a big hit out of the middle. I'm not sure if that was, I think that might have been Sarah Moeller, the sophomore. And that's going to be a point. We were there with the block, but we're just a little off the net, and they're just kind of coming right down in front of us. Grace Durner's going back to serve for the Irish. Irish are up 10-8. And Bella Dam off her arms goes back and just not able to make a play there. Just didn't get in position. So that's going to be 11-8. Wildcats need to get a side out here and get something going with our serves. There's a pass up to Whitson. Then there's Eva Owens in the middle. It's blocked. And the Wildcats just can't make a play. A couple people got an arm on it, but just weren't able to get it back over. So that makes it 12-8. Irish are up game one here. There's a short serve to Eva Owens. Whitson to Owens. It's blocked again. And it's in. Well, we're going to have to try something other than the middle. I think Eva Owens is going up against 6-foot Lily Eisenhower, and Eisenhower's winning those battles right now, so we're going to have to kind of change things up. There's going to be a quick timeout here by the Wildcats, so I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Next Bank. Next Bank combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, Wildcats are out. Coach, again, as I mentioned, they had things rolling and had Allie Fritcher playing, and she's a sophomore, and she was doing some setting, and she's out here for a few days. And so we're trying to fill in with her, and so we've lost her setting and her defense. And there's some bad passing right there. We're just not handling the serve. It's 14-8, and Grace Durner is just hurting us with her serves, and there's another bad pass. I don't know. Coach is going to have to either bring somebody else in, or somebody needs to make a play here. We've got 15-8, game one, and Durner helps us out by serving it out, which is the last thing if you're the coach that you want to see happen. But we'll take that, and let's see if we can't make something happen on our side. That makes it 9-15. Wildcats are down. And Natalie Noonan's going to go back and serve. Natalie needs to really put some pressure on the Irish here. There's going to be a pass up to the front. There's Eisenhower, and she swings it, and there's going to be a point. No blocking over there. And back row just wasn't able to hit that big hit, handle the big hit. 9-16. We have Isabel Hansen, the senior setter, serving. There's a pass, goes right back over to, and here comes, Eisenhower hit it in the net and bailed us out there a little bit. So it's going to be a side out, 10-16. Ellie Lentz is checking in here. She'll be the setter out of the back row. So this is a good rotation for us. Ellie's a pretty good server, and we've got some big hitters in the front row, so we got to take advantage of this, and we just weren't able to. There's a hit from the Irish, and got around the blockers in the front, and it just got in, hit the line there, it looks like. Coach Meyer line judging tonight, Matt Meyer, the football coach, and we have Rachel Sackett, science teacher here at Central City. They're volunteering their time to be line judges. And 10-17, Wildcats need something going here. And there's a serve out. So there's two bad serves for the Irish. So let's see if the Wildcats can't take advantage. We got Emma Fritcher back here. Emma, like I mentioned the other night, really came in and had some strung together some big serves. So let's see if she can't keep something going. And there's a big hit by Annabelle Blount, but that goes out. So this is maybe what we need. A couple mistakes by the Irish will get the confidence and mojo going here for the Wildcats. Emma Fritcher with another serve. There's a pass up to Hansen. She's going to go to Eisenhower. Eisenhower has to tip it. Fritcher's right there. Brooks to Hennick, and it's blocked. Wow. Eisenhower is just a blocking machine up there. She got out to the outside, and there's a big block. We might have to do some weak side stuff. I don't know. We got to get around her. 12-18. Irish are up. This is game one. There's Emma Fritcher. Gets it up. Ellie Lentz just tries the best to keep it in play, and there's going to be a point. It's going to be 12-19. Eisenhower really hurting us at the net. She's blocking. She's had some big hits, and now she's back serving. And Noonan pops it up. There's Fritcher, and it's going to be a free ball over by Sarah Reed. And Hansen's going to set it to Moeller, and it's blocked and kept alive by Reed. And here comes, there's another block, and this time we're going to get a point out of it. This time Moeller wasn't able after the hit to do anything with it. And that's going to be a point for the Wildcats, so it's 13-19. We've got Lacey Hennick serving. We got to get some points here. We got to get going. And there's a Hansen's going to set it, and out of the middle, Annabelle Blount with the big hit. The Prince of Peace has some pretty decent hitters, and we just aren't able to handle that. And it's going to be 13-20 here. Irish are ahead. And Paige Cool's going to be back serving, senior. Noonan gets it to Lentz. Lentz bumps it to Reed. Reed really can't do anything with it, just tips it back. And then Shannon Knievi kind of reaches back, and they had somebody back there that potentially could have gotten that, but she reached out and it just went off of her arm. So we'll take that, probably trying to do more than she should have. So Belle Whitson's going to check in, 14-20. And there's a good serve, and it's going to be set here. And Moeller with the hit, blocked, back, free balled over now here to the Wildcats. Whitson something quick here to Reed, but it's blocked right back to Reed. It looks like Moeller and Blount with the block. Man, the Irish are very good at blocking. There's going to be a serve, and it goes up. Noonan's there, and then Belle Whitson plays it out of the back row, and it's going to come back over to by Moeller, and that's 22-14. Irish are up. They're having some fun over there, feeling it. Wildcats are struggling a little bit. Our passing's a little off. We're not getting our blocks. We're not helping out our back row people by, getting some deflections. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if we can fight back. There's Sarah Reed, goes off her arms, Fritcher, and there's going to be another point. Just not any good passing right now. 14-23. Wildcats need to get there's going to be a timeout. So Coach Clark's going to call timeouts, 14-23. Prince of Peace is up here. Wildcats just not really playing very good volleyball this game. So we'll see if they can come out of this timeout and make something happen here. We'll go ahead and give a shout out to Next Bank. Next Bank is your bank for what's next, your next car, your next home, next business, next phase of life, or next adventure. 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Next Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right. So Wildcats are struggling a little bit right here. I don't know if they were overlooking Prince of Peace or what. And again, we're down a starter, so we've got maybe a little bit of a different lineup in. Belle Whitson's in right now, setting, which would normally be Allie Fritcher. So a little bit of a difference here. But let's see if the Wildcats can't come out. Here's a good pass by Natalie Noonan, is set by Whitson, and then there's the hit by Fritcher, and it's deep. So there's another mistake, 14-24. And this is game point right here. And there's a pass by Noonan, Whitson, and it's just going to have to be downballed there by Fritcher. Not much of an attack. And Moeller, and there's Sarah Reed with the block in the middle. There's a tip by Sarah Reed. Now we're going to get an attack. Sarah, unfortunately, Sarah has to tip it over because it just wasn't there, and they called that 2 hits. Wow, not a good first game here by the Wildcats. So we're going to need to get some things figured out, and really it comes down to kind of passing and our blocking. We're not really helping out our back row by getting anything on the blocks. So interesting here. 14-25. Prince Peace comes in here. They came into tonight's game 7-3-1. Wildcats are 8-1. This is a Tri-Rivers battle, so hopefully we can fight through this and get a win. Teams are not changing sides like they used to in the past due to the virus. And so the Wildcats are on my left and Prince of Peace is on my right, and they'll stay on these sides throughout the night. So Coach Clark is putting in her lineup. We'll see if she sticks with what she had. Wildcats are just, you can looks like they're a little stunned, little shell shocked maybe a little bit. This is where those seniors need to step up. They've played a lot of volleyball. They need to just, go back to basics and make sure we're moving our feet, getting some good passes, allowing our setters to set the ball so that we can use the hitters that we have. We have some really good hitters this year. Sarah Reed, Emma Fritcher, Lacey Hennick, Eva Owens, mentioned them earlier on, and we just need we need to give them a chance. All right, we've got about a minute here. And we'll get underway. We'll see who shows up on the floor, if the coach has made any changes. I doubt if, I'm guessing Prince of Peace will keep the same. They don't have a lot of subs on their bench. I'm assuming they'll keep the same lineup. We'll see if the Wildcats make any adjustments here. All right, so the Irish are back out on the floor again. In that game, I'd have to say Lily Eisenhower really hurt the Wildcats. She was really aggressive at the net, hurt us with some of her hits, and her blocking was pretty spectacular while she was in the front row, and she actually had some pretty decent serves. So Wildcats are going to be serving this game, and it looks like we have pretty much the same people. Ellie Lentz is going to go ahead and start off serving, and then we've got Natalie Noonan in the back row with Bella Dam. And Briley Brooks is in the front row with Lacey Hennick and Emma Fritcher. And we are ready. Ellie Lentz and Eisenhower's going to get things started with the hip. It's played up by Dam, over to Hennick, off the set by Lentz, and this time it's played back to the Wildcats, and they're going to say there was a Wildcat in the net. Emma Fritcher, it looks like. So not a good way to get started here. That we had the serve and we lost it right away. It goes over to the Irish, so they're out 1-0. And they've got Isabel Hansen back serving. She hits the net, but it's played up by Noonan, kept alive by Dam, and then free balled over by Noonan. And here comes Hansen to Eisenhower, and she looked like she was going to hit it hard, and we were ready for something, and it just dropped right in the middle. So there's a point Irish. It's going to be 2-0. And there's Fritcher, pops it up. Noonan gets it up to the front row. It's going to be free balled over by Brooks. There's Hansen, and she's going to go outside to Cool. And she just kind of tips it over. Then the Wildcats are able to set it up, and we got Lacey Hennick with the kill right there. That's what we need. We were able to get a kill there that time. That makes it Irish 2, Wildcats 1, and Emma Fritcher's going to go back. We need Emma to get on a roll here. There's a nice, it doesn't, popped up by Blount, and it kept alive by the Irish, and now we've got Hennick, though, coming back, and Coach Meyer knows. I think he blew the call. I think he meant to say in, and he motioned out. And so Irish are going to come back, and Natalie Noonan with an error. So just like that, it's 4-1. And we've got, who's serving here? It looks like 9. Looks like Shannon Knievi for Prince of Peace. And there's Sarah Reed, gets it up to Brooks, and Briley Brooks just hits it over right to Annabelle Blount. And that's going to be a quick timeout. It's 5-1. Wildcats just are struggling. Our passing's not sharp at all. And it's hard to see from up here. That's why we have the line judges. I thought that looked in, and he made it look like he meant to call it in after he called it out. But that's what they're there. But we have to realize that they're just volunteering their time, and they're doing the best that they can do. So 5-1, but it's not that call that's keeping us from accomplishing what we want to accomplish here. Wildcats need to be able to get back into the mind frame of what got them to be a 7-1 team or 8-1 team. Not, I don't know, you can't ever take anybody for granted. And Prince of Peace came in with a good record, and you know they have some big hitters, so not sure why we weren't ready for this. There's going to be a serve. It goes to Fritcher. Lentz pops it up to Reed, and it's going to be out. There's another hitting error. So 1-6. Irish are up. And there's Reed, pops it up. Lentz back to Reed. Reed hits it over and just kind of took a little bit off of it that time, and we're able to, maybe that just kind of threw Grace Denner off, and we get the point there. So the Wildcats need to get kind of fired up here. We've got 2-6. Lacey Hennick's going to be serving. Let's see if Lacey can't put something together for the Wildcats. If we can't, there's going to be a kind of a bad pass, so just a free ball. Let's see if the Wildcats can use it. Lentz to Brooks, outside to Owens, and Owens has had some good success tonight. That's at least her third kill. So there we go. Maybe that will kind of get the Wildcats going. That makes it 3-6. Lacey Hennick back again to serve for the Wildcats. Nice serve by Lacey, and the Wildcats are going to have another free ball. And they pushed it, and the Wildcats just anticipated a free ball, and she pushed it way to the back corner, and it just hit in. And the Wildcats just weren't able to do anything with that. So unfortunately, it's going to be side out and go over to the Irish, and they're up 7-3 this game. Eisenhower back to serve. There's Sarah Reed up to Lentz. Back to Reed, blocked, kept alive by Eva Owens. Lentz, back row to Fritcher. Fritcher, there we, oh man. Sarah Reed with the hit, but they blocked it, or they blocked it. Now we've got Eva Owens again, and it's going to be out. I'll tell you what, good rally there, both teams. That was better, even though the Wildcats didn't get a point. We had some tips at the net, and we had some good swings. 8-3, Eisenhower with the serve for the Irish. Pass by Reed to Lentz, back to Reed, kept in play, and it's going to be free balled over, and it's out. There we go, Wildcats. Wildcats look like they're moving a little better here, getting some tips at the net. So let's see if we can't get some points here. It's 8-4, and Bailey Weber's going to be in the front row, and Belle Whitson subbing into the back row. Four to 8, Belle Whitson, and there's going to be a free ball opportunity here for the Wildcats. Noonan gets it up to Whitson. Whitson gets it to Reed, not really able to do anything with it, but just kind of gives it a little tip over, and this time kind of same thing that the Irish have done. We got it over the hitters, but in front of the back row, so we'll take that. 5-8, Wildcats are down, and Belle Whitson serving. There's going to be a bad pass, but again, they kind of get it over, and Wildcats are on the attack, and oh, Sarah Reed with the big swing, but hits it in the net. Just didn't get her shoulders turned. Set was a little bit off the net probably, but there's Eva Owens to Whitson. Bailey Weber with the hit, and Irish are going to come back, and they have Moeller in the front row, and we just have one blocker, and Sarah Reed wasn't able to do anything with that, and our back row wasn't able to handle that hit. So Sarah Moeller, sophomore, gets the kill here for the Irish, and that puts them up 10-5. We are in game 2. Game 1 went to the Irish 25-14, and now they're up 10-5 this game. And Cool with the serve. And Sarah Reed's going to have a hit, kept up by Cool. And we're coming with Blount. There we go. We got some blockers that time. That's got to be 4 hits. But no, Irish kept it alive. Big block there by Sarah. And then we have an attack by Eva Owens, and it goes out. Eva was hot early on, but now she's had a couple hitting errors. Wildcats got to get things turned around. 5-11. Irish are up. There's Sarah Reed, kept alive by Whitson, hit over by Weber. Now the Irish are coming back with Blount, popped up by Fritcher. Here goes Owens again, and it's kept alive by the Irish, but this time they just can't handle it. Kind of a bad pass off the initial hit by Eva, and Irish just aren't able to get it over. So big side out for the Wildcats. At 6-11 right here, we got Sarah Reed stepping back into the serving. We need to get something going here. There's a nice short serve, but it's played up by the Irish, blocked by the Wildcats. Here comes Emma Fritcher, and here comes the Irish. Blount, Natalie Noonan keeps, oh, good effort by Natalie Noonan. She dove and hit the ball, and not necessarily what we wanted to do, but it went straight over the net and just found a spot where the Irish weren't. So we'll take that. Good hustle by Natalie Noonan. Sarah Reed's going to serve again, tries to hit it real short, and we get the ball. No attack by the Irish, but the Wildcats aren't able to do anything with it. So the Irish come back. What? Oh, they're going to say we were in the net. Dang. We blocked it. I thought we might have the point there, but they said we were in the net. So 7-12. Ball goes over to the Irish. Annabelle Blount serving. And there's Bella Dam who's in now. Whitson to Weber. And now it's going to be Knievi. And now we've got the Wildcats with Eva Owens with the hit. There's Hansen to Knievi. There's Natalie Noonan, pops it up. There's the set. Fritcher just tips it, but it's right there to the Irish, and then they tip it right back, kept alive by the Wildcats. Eva Owens with the hit. There's Hansen outside, or in the middle to Moeller, and the Wildcats were right there, but Eva Owens trying to keep the block alive just got called for a lift. So good rally there by the Wildcats, but just came up empty. So there's Bella Dam up to Whitson. We're going to do a back row attack with Natalie Noonan. It's going to be popped right back over. Fritcher to Whitson and back to Fritcher, and Fritcher hits it in the net. The set's maybe just a tad off of the net a little bit. It's 7-14. Irish are up. We need that side out right here. We need a side out so we can start getting some points. Annabelle Blount serves. Natalie Noonan. There's Whitson. And then there's Fritcher, and Fritcher hits it into the block. Our sets are a little off the net here. Maybe, again, like we said, Belle Whitson's a freshman trying to find the right combination without Allie Fritcher. And sometimes if you're not getting to practice with the other hitters, you know, it takes a little bit to adjust to that setting. And so hopefully we can get things figured out here at 7:15. I'm going to give a shout out again to Next Bank, our sole sponsor. Next Bank represents, oops, I already read that one. From your first checking account to your first car, first mortgage to retirement, and all the money matters in between. Next Bank people relate because they're your people. They are in your community, sitting beside you at the kids' games, working local fundraisers, and shooting the breeze at the grocery store. Start building the banking relationship of a lifetime with Next Bank. Conveniently located in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, well, the Wildcats here, I was talking them up, saying how we are off to our best start, 8-1, and we've hit a roadblock here right now. Prince of Peace come into tonight's game 7-3-1, and they took game one 25-14, and they're up game two 15-7, and we've got Blount gets it to Noonan. She gets it up to Whitson, outside to Fritcher. There's a pound, but they're going to say Fritcher was in the net. Fritcher had a good swing at that one, and but she hit the net evidently, and so that's going to be another point for the Irish, 7-16. And there's an ace serve Goes right by Bella Dam. Blount's a lefty. Don't know. It's kind of an unusual. And there's another hard serve played up by Noonan. There's Whitson with the set over to Fritcher. Fritcher's able to make an adjustment and gets it over. Here's Moeller out of the middle, and that's going to be out, and they're saying that it was touched. So we touched that, and it went out, and so that's going to be another point for the Irish. That makes it 18-7. And there's Noonan, gets it to, oh, she hit it right over, and there was Knievy, and Knievy just tipped it, and it went right back down onto Belle Whitson, and Belle couldn't do anything with that. So 19-7. We got Annabelle Blount. We're struggling on this rotation. There's Noonan, pops it up. Belle Whitson gets it over to Fritcher. Fritcher just kind of free balls it over, down balls, and let's see if, what was that at? Okay, I thought it looked like there's a lot of confusion on this, but it's almost like the it's almost like the referees aren't using the line judges. Our line judge looked like she called it in, and the officials called it out. So hey, we'll take that. And just like that, there's another hitting error. So the Wildcats are 9-19. We need to put together a run. We got Natalie Noonan serving. There's going to be a back row attack from Blount. Bella Dam sticks her arms out and keeps it alive, and then nobody talks. It's kind of, she just popped it straight up in the air, and we had two Wildcats go for it, and nobody talked, and it just fell to the floor. So lack of communication, we got to get things going. The nice thing is this is why we play 5 games. So hopefully the Wildcats can get something figured out. There we go. That's a deep serve there by Grace Durner. And it's 20-10. Wildcats have some work to do. Ellie Lentz is checking in, and she's going to be serving. We got Natalie Noonan in the back row and Bella Dam, and we've got Briley Brooks, Emma Fritcher, and Lacey Hennick in the front row. Hey, there's an ace serve. That's the way, Ellie. Hopefully we can get something going here. We need that. 11-20. We need some fire out here, something positive for the Wildcats to get going. That's the one thing about volleyball. It can be such a game of runs. You get one team gets on a little roll, and sometimes it's hard to stop them. So let's see what the Wildcats, if we can get ourselves back into this. There's going to be a pass, the set to Eisenhower. Big swing blocked by the Wildcats. Eisenhower, yeah, there we go. Eisenhower with the big swing blocked by Fritcher and Hennick. And then the Irish aren't able to do anything, and Eisenhower comes back with a little easy hit right into the net. And so we got 12-20. Here comes Eisenhower again with the hit into the net. We'll take that. It's in her head now. Here's what I'm talking about. There's a couple hitting errors on her. We got Ellie Lentz, 13-20. Let's go, Wildcats. They're picking on her now. They serve it to her, and then the Wildcats fell asleep. Served it to Eisenhower. She passed it to the setter, Isabel Hansen. Hansen just tipped it over, and the Wildcats totally flat-footed on that. Unfortunate. There's going to be, they're going to call a lift on Briley Brooks. That was a serve, and then Fritcher just did a line drive right towards the net, and Briley Brooks just stuck her hand out there, and they're going to call her for a lift. So it's 22-13. There's a pass by Fritcher and a back set, and Hennick just tips it over, and then they're going to come back with Eisenhower out of the middle, and she gets it. She kind of cuts it and hits it onto the right side of the floor there for her, and it's 23-13. We've got Isabel Hansen serving here for the Prince of Peace. And it hits the net, and Brooks is there, and then, hey, here we go, Wildcats. It hit the net. Briley Brooks just reacted and just kind of popped it up, and Lacey Hennick just hit it and took the Prince of Peace by surprise and got a hole. So here we go. It's 14-23. We've got our work cut out for us, but let's see what we can do with Emma Fritcher here serving. and just like that, they're going to call a lift. They're going to call a down ball or something here. It was kind of a bad pass, and the hitter, I think, went across the net or something. So we'll take that break, 15-23. We're just talking about sometimes put some pressure on them. There's going to be a pass. They're going to come to Eisenhower out of the middle, and I thought that was in, but they called it out. We will take it. Emma Fritcher still serving, 16-23. Wildcats need to claw their way back into this and send it into some extra points. Back, there we go, Ellie Lentz, Natalie Noonan. It's going to be free balled over by Fritcher. Eisenhower, and right back to her, and then she tipped. That's got to be a carry. Yeah, they're going to call her. They called her with 2 hits. She kind of tipped it. Actually, I think they called the setter. It wasn't the best pass, and the setter tried to do something quick and just didn't get her hand set. So here we go, Wildcats, 17-23. Emma Fritcher, there we go. Ball goes straight up. The setter has to go all the way to the back row. There's a hit out of the back row. Noonan gets it. Lentz, something quick to Reed. Kept alive. It's going to be free balled over by the Irish, and here goes Lacey Hennick with the attack. Kept alive, and they're going to go outside, and it's another hitting error. Shannon Knievy goes long with it. Here we go, Wildcats, 18-23. We got Emma Fritcher here serving for the Wildcats. We've caught a couple breaks, and we're putting the pressure on them now, and they're starting to feel it. Hopefully we'll continue with some errors here. So there's the pass. They're going to go outside and there's another hitting error. Huge hitting error. It goes out, and they call Wildcats for being in the net. I'm not sure who they called. They called the Wildcat for, huge. That sucks, man. It's mental right there. So it's 23-18. Hey, but there's a serving error. Actually, it's 24-18, and now there's a serving error by the Irish. And so it's 24-19. So we've got Lacey Hennick. We've got to get some serves here. And like I said, get this in extra points. And there's going to be a ace. It hits Blount in the hands, and it goes backwards out of bounds. So here we go, 2024. Wildcats really got to be on their toes. There goes Hennick. Nice serve. It kind of short. They're going to go outside to Eisenhower, and there we go. Eva Owens, Sarah Reed with the block on Eisenhower. She's struggling a little bit. She's not swinging her arm quite as much as she was earlier. So we got 21-24 here. Wildcats down 10. Emma Fritcher got us going, and now we had just an unfortunate call of being in the net, and we would have scored a point, but luckily they had a serving error, so we're right back at it. 21-24 here in game 2. Wildcats lost game 1. I'm going to go give a quick shout out here to Next Bank. What are you saving for? Whether it's retirement, your child's education, a new car, or just a rainy day, Next Bank has the right savings account for whatever's next for you. Next Bank is committed to help you achieve what's next for your financial dreams. Bank on your success with Next Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, here we go, Wildcats. 21-24, Lacey Hennick. We got to really make sure we're ready for anything right here. A nice serve, and there's an ace. There's an ace. Shannon Knievy kind of backed away from the middle. The gal in the middle, Grace Derner, and Grace, I don't know if she just wasn't ready or thought somebody else was going to take it, but we'll go with that. Lacey Hennick, there it is, picking on the back row, and it's going to be a free ball down from the back row, and it's going to be outside to Owens. She was, they missed it in the net, but we'll take that. They got it anyway. And that's going to be the game. Eva Owens was in the net on a hit, but I'll tell you what, Wildcats finally got things going there and put a little pressure on Prince of Peace. And like I said, this is why we play best 3 out of 5 now. The Wildcats are down, but I feel like that was some good volleyball that we finally started playing. So hopefully unfortunately, Prince of Peace is going to get the serve, but maybe what we can do is hopefully get a side out right away, get that attack and get the ball back and pick up where we left off. We put some pressure and they were having some issues passing, and Eisenhower was having some hitting errors, and so hopefully the Wildcats can kind of pick up. I feel like they were playing, we had our backs to the wall. We didn't have any room for error because we were down. So hopefully we can come back here and get this game 3 and make it and win the next 3. So we got about 2 minutes here. Both coaches are talking to the teams. Wildcats got to feel a little better, even though they lost that game. They got to feel a little better about the way things were going. They just can't get down 10, 11, 12 points like that. So we'll see if there's any changes. My guess is probably going with about the same lineup, but who knows? Pretty sure the Irish will. They pretty much have played with the same rotations. I don't even think they've subbed anybody in. All right, here we go. Wildcats are coming out. And, yep, looks like we're going to have Eva Owens is going to sub out, and Natalie Noonan will be in, and then Bella Dam, Belle Whitson, Lacey Hennick, Emma Fritcher, and Bailey Weber is going to be out on the floor for the Wildcats. And Isabel Hansen's going to serve here for the Irish. And there's a bad hit. Fritcher couldn't handle it, and Bailey Weber tried to do something. And again, just not the start we wanted. We need to come out. We need to get that. So 1-0 Irish. And there's an ace. The ball goes off of Natalie Noonan. The setter, Isabel Hansen, senior, serving right now for Prince of Peace. And there's Noonan, gets it up to Whitson. Whitson's going to do something with Fritcher, and Fritcher, instead of pounding it, just tries to tip it and doesn't even get it over the net. Just hit the top of the net and came right back on the Wildcat side. So just like that, it's 3-0. Wildcats are in a hole already. There's a pass by Noonan, and just Whitson's just not able to do anything. Right now, we need a pass. 4-0. There we go. Serve goes in the net. Let's see now. Wildcats really had some good things going here. Hopefully that mistake will allow the Wildcats to get some momentum going back. Ellie Lentz is in. She's going to be serving. And there's a short serve, and Eisenhower's going to hit it out of the middle. And she just tips it over, but the Wildcats are able to keep it alive. Lacey Hennick's going to hit it, just downballs it, and it goes out. We just can't get anything consistent going. So it's 5-1, and Shannon Kanevi's going to go back and serve for Prince of Peace. And there's Natalie Noonan, just haven't hit off of her arm and just wasn't able to get a good pass up to the setter. So it's going to be 6-1. Prince of Peace is up. There's the serve, Noonan, and it goes right into the net, and just not able to, the setters just aren't able to do anything with it. 7-1. Noonan gets it up to Lentz. Lentz back sets to Fritcher. Fritcher with the hit, kept alive by Prince of Peace. It's going to be a free ball over. Fritcher to Lentz. Back to Fritcher, and Fritcher just tipping it. The sets are a little off the net maybe, and Fritcher tries to tip it, and again, she doesn't even get it over the net. So it's 8-1. And Fritcher gets it to Lentz. Back to Fritcher from the back row, and it's out. And it's going to be a timeout. Coach Clark is going to call a timeout. Wildcats just weren't able to get things going. They put together that rally in that last game. I thought they'd come out and be on their game, but they're just struggling here a little bit. 9-1, and we are in game 3. Wildcats are down 2-0. Again, Wildcats just struggling a little bit with their passing. Irish have some good servers. All right, here we go, out of the timeout. And let's see if we can't break the serve here. Shannon Knievy serving for Prince of Peace. There's Noonan, gets it to Lentz. Lentz bumps it over to Hennick. Hennick just down balls it. They're going to come back to the front row to Blount, and Noonan's there tight, but Hennick gets it over and then just down balled back by Eisenhower. Eisenhower hasn't been able to hit the ball, but that time she just down balls it and finds an opening on the side for the Wildcats, and Knievy's going to keep serving. 10-1. And there's Bella Dam, gets it to Lentz. Lentz to Hennick. And there's a kill by Lacey Hennick. All right, let's get something going here, girls. Emma Fritcher got us going that last game and was able to kind of get some things going and brought us closer. So it's 2-10, we're down by 8. Let's see if we can't make a big run here and make a game out of this. And there's, yes, Eisenhower with the bad pass, and Brooks goes up against another Prince of Peace girl. I was blocked by the official, and they said the Prince of Peace girl was in the net. So we'll take that. It makes it 3-10. Wildcats are down. Fritcher with the nice serve. There's an ace. There, we'll take that. Let's go, Wildcats. 4-10. Fritcher had some success, and so if this is the same rotation for them, maybe we can take advantage of that. We're going to go outside to Blount. She goes straight down the line, and we just weren't able to get there again. Slow on the block a little bit, and that's going to be a point for the Irish, and it's going to be 11-4. Eisenhower going back to serve. We got her out of the front row now, but Moeller and Blount have hurt the Wildcats a little bit. There's Noonan, pops it up. Lentz tracks it down. It's going to be, oh, geez. Briley Brooks was going to hit it, and then she just didn't hit it. Again, no communication. So Eisenhower's going to serve it again for the Irish, 12-4. And Noonan gets it up. Lentz tracks it down, and it's going to be downballed from the back row by Fritcher. Goes over, and it's going to be hit and out by Paige Cool. Wildcats, here we go. We got Lacey Hennick, who also did a good job serving right there at the end of the game, of game 2. So let's see what Lacey, if she can get us going. She had some momentum there. And there's a big serve, and it's popped up, and it's going to be free balled over. Let's use this, Wildcats. Lentz to Reed. Goes over, comes, yeah, they're going to call that on a carry. Lentz to Reed. Reed got it over. They popped it up, and then one of the Prince of Peace girls just kind of put her arm out and hit it over, and they called her for a throw. So we'll take that. 6-12. Here we go. Lacey, nice. It's going to be another just free ball. Let's use that. Lentz to Hennick. and Fritcher's going to hit out of the back row. Prince of Peace is going to play it back. Blount, man, Blount's winding up and pounding. She's a lefty on that weak side, and we just don't have any blockers over there, and she gets another kill. It's going to be side out, 6-13. Prince of Peace is up. Wildcats really need to make something happen here, and now they just called the Wildcats for overlap. So things are really falling apart here for the Wildcats. So the officials they're calling an overlap. The Wildcats look confused, and there's a point. 6-13. There's a short serve, hits the net and drops it right in front of two Wildcats. 15-6. Paige Cool serving for Prince of Peace. There's Natalie, pops it up to Lentz. It's going to be free balled over by Brooks. And there's Moeller with a hit in the middle into the net. So here's another break for the Wildcats. We've got Brooks going out and Belle Whitson coming in. Bailey Weber coming in and Ellie Lentz going out. So it's 7:15. Wildcats need to make a run right here. There's going to be a big hit by Moeller, kept alive by Fritcher. It's going to be Eva Owens with the hit, and it goes out. Hit over the block, but it just wasn't able to go in the backside there. So there's going to be a side out, 7:16. Prince of Peace. And this was kind of a bad rotation here for us this last game, so hopefully the Wildcats can get out of it. We got Blount serving. Here we go. We got Moeller. There's a block with Reed and Owens, and goes back over, and then Shannon Kenevi just finds a spot in between the front row and gets it to drop. So it's 7:17 here. Wildcats down. We're in game 3. What's next on your list of financial goals wherever you're going next? Next Bank has a loan that's right for you, your next car, your next home, even your next adventure. All are within reach with a Next Bank loan. Convenient locations in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Well, this is, I guess, a little bit of a gut check time for the Wildcats. We'll see. It'd be nice if they could really kind of reach down, get things figured out, and battle back and get a win, and at least win one game here tonight. Maybe then get some momentum, and who knows, win 2. Sometimes a little adversity, they've had things rolling, 1-8 straight, and sometimes you can lose a little bit of your intensity. And there we go. All right, serve goes long, and it's 8-17. Let's go, Wildcats. Let's see if Sarah Reed can get a start. Sarah Reed. Nope, trying to go short and didn't even get it over the net. So you can't, when you're battling and when you're struggling, you got to just get it in, We just can't make any breaks for ourselves. So let's see what we got going on here. 8-18. And Noonan keeps it alive. There's Whitson. She sets it up to Weber. Weber tips it over. We're going to come back, and they're going to have Kenevi. She hits it, played up by Noonan. Fritcher with the hit. Just kind of tipped over, kept alive by the Prince of Peace. They aren't able to do anything with it, but here comes Fritcher again, just with little tip. Sets a little tight. Now Kenevi's going to come back. She hit the net. Okay, I was going to say, if they call it, yes, that was 4 hits. So Kenevi hits the net, so the Wildcats get that point. So here we go. We still have an opportunity. We've got to make a run right now. It's 18-9. We've got to figure this out, and we've got to make a run. Natalie Noonan She just serves. There it is. And there we go. There's a point. Natalie's been getting picked on a little bit, and probably if you talk to her afterwards, she's going to tell you this hasn't been her best night. But right here, let's see what she can do in bringing Wildcats back. It's 10-18. They're going to go outside to Eisenhower. There's Noonan, pops it up, just talking about it, but just tight to the net, and our setters can't do anything with it. There's going to be a point for Prince of Peace. It makes it 19-10. And Hansen's going to serve it, and it hits the net. That's at least the fourth time that, or third time maybe, that Prince of Peace has hit the net, and then it goes over and it just drops right in the middle. I mean, if it does that, it's almost impossible to get those. And I feel like Hansen's had a couple of them. 20-10. Prince of Peace is up. And Noonan gets it up. There's Whitson, and then Lacey Hennick tries to make a hit out of a bad set, and it goes out. Just didn't have her body set positioned right. So 21-10. Wildcats down. If Wildcats are going to do anything, they got to get a side out right here. They just don't hardly leaving themselves any room for any mistakes if we don't get a side out right here. There's Noonan with the back row attack. They're going to set it outside to Knievi. There's a block by Fritcher. She keeps it alive. It goes over. Tipped back over to the Wildcats. Let's see if we can't use it. There's Hennick. And it's going to be freed over. Dam to Whitson to Fritcher. And it's kept alive by the Prince of Peace. And there's Dam. Just free balled over by Noonan. And there's a back. And there's a block. And there's just people looking at each other like, you're going to take it, you're going to take it. Somebody's got to hit it. So 22-10, good rally, but Wildcats just let the ball drop on our side of the floor. Like I said, we just have no room for error here if we can't get a side out now. There's Noonan, gets it up. Whitson just bump sets it to Fritcher. Fritcher hits it over, but Prince of Peace is playing it. Eisenhower with the hit. Set outside to Hennick. And two Prince of Peace girls run into each other, and it goes in the net. So here we go. It's 11-22. Like I said, we just have no room for error. We have to have Ellie Lentz, who's coming in, and she's going to be serving for the Wildcats. She's got to put together something here. Wildcats have to get a rally right here. We've got to, no mistakes. We've got to put some pressure on Prince of Peace, and we almost had it. Bad pass, but they were able to keep it going, and now here we go, and Lacey Hennick just hits it right into the net. Tip and just didn't even tip it over. 23-11. Almost practically impossible here, but you never know. There's Lentz with a set out to Hennick. It tipped, and the Prince of Peace is going to come back. They push it deep, and that was out. I feel like sometimes our line judges feel like they have to be ball shaggers, and they don't stand there and make the call, and they want to go get the ball. And I just remember I used to do this a couple times in college, and they were like, "You're not a ball shagger. You're a line judge." And so sometimes it's hard. Yeah. But anyway, we'll take that. It was us, and then now it's them. So 12-24. Eisenhower's going to go back to serve. Just not the Wildcats' night. Kind of expected a pretty good match here between the Wildcats 8-1 and Prince of Peace. And there's Fritcher, Noonan, and it's going to be free balled over by Reed. Eisenhower gets it up, and there's going to be a hit by Kuhl, and she just pounds it, and it goes off of Fritcher's arms and goes out of bounds, and just like that, Prince of Peace came in, and I'll tell you what, they took it to the Wildcats tonight. Coach Clark's got to be a little disappointed here in the effort. But you got to give some credit to Prince of Peace. They have some big hitters, and they're scrappy, and they didn't make a ton of mistakes. They had some good servers, and the Wildcats just wasn't our night. You know, I'm not, no excuses missing a starter, but we should have, you know, hopefully good enough backup and some seniors there to fill in that spot, but just not the Wildcats' night. So Prince of Peace comes in here and takes out a Tri-Rivers, and that's the unfortunate thing is that's a Tri-Rivers game. They are in the other side of the bracket as us, so I'm not sure how that plays out if with the teams on if you how your conference record if this even counts as a conference game. I know there's some weird things like that. Even though we're in the same conference, they're on the West and we're in the East and whatever. And so, but not you don't want to lose. So unfortunately, just not the Wildcats night. Wildcats go down in 3 straight sets. So I'm going to go ahead and I just want everybody to. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I'm Cindy McCarthy, and we just want to thank you for listening. The next broadcast will hopefully be tomorrow night, Friday, September 11th, when the Wildcat football team hosts Don Bosco, and the kickoff, as I mentioned, will be 7-0. So Wildcats go down 3-0 tonight. 25. It was 14-25, 22-25, and 12-25. So hopefully next week when we're back at it on the court, there is a home game next week. We'll be back, and Wildcats will be ready to go. So thanks again for listening, and go Cats.